Hey, what's up? John Martinez here. So I've been asked to do this video by some people that I've shared our marketing strategies with. I call it the invisible funnel. There it is. I just threw together this Word doc. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is top of the line, high grade, professional stuff here, guys. So hang with me, but I'm going to show you the invisible funnel. This is how we get all of our business. Now, obviously, I'm in the education business with the REI sales training, but it's good for anybody that can that just wants to generate leads and market. And whether it's a personal brand, whether you have a service, whether you're a coach, whether you're an investor, whether you sell whatever widget or whatever service, it really doesn't matter at all. It's about getting customers. So that's what we do. And I'm going to show you our marketing strategy. So for our business, like last week, we did $180 a day. I don't know what that in Facebook spend. I don't know what that comes out to be over 7 days. I know 7 times 200 would be 1,400. So it's something less than $1,400 is what we spent. And we did about $75,000 in new business last week. So 1,500 to 75,000 was a good turn. That being said, like that's not probably not going to be normal for even if I was just to start up a new business right now. I'm not going to get those results immediately. I've been doing this for about 3 years, so I've got a lot of goodwill built up. A lot of this takes, some of this takes some time to work and to really sink in. So, and I got a great reputation because I got great products. We provide an awesome service. So all those things factor into it. Even if I myself were going to take the same formula and then just do a brand new business next week, I'm not going to turn $1,500 into $75,000 overnight, and either would you. Now, once I get a year into it or 6 months into it, depending on how hard I hit the ad spend and distribution and all that kind of stuff, then that's possible. But those are the results it's getting me today. But I wouldn't say it's overnight type of thing. It is 100% because of the methods we use. But it also has a lot to do with that we've been using these methods for an extended period of time. And we actually deliver a great freaking product, right? So those things, if you're selling some widget that doesn't do anything and you just spring it up, you're not going to turn $1,500 into $75,000 overnight. Impossible, won't happen. So I guess that's my legal disclaimer for this stuff. Okay. So here goes the invisible funnel. I'm going to show it to you. We're going to cover a few things. So we'll start with content creation, because this is really all about content marketing, basically on steroids. Then once we make the content, how do we distribute it? And then once we distribute it, how do we drive more traffic to it? And then once we're getting traffic to it, how do we convert the stuff? And you'll see the resources needed. Not all of these are needed. You can take a chunk of this and just go with it, but I'm just going to show you my system and how it works. So here's what I use. I use a Gmail account. That's free. I use a YouTube channel. That's free. I use a personal Facebook page. That's free. I use Facebook business pages. That's free. I use a Facebook ad account. That's free, but I do budget $180 a day, which really isn't anything. I use Canva for some of our ads. It's just a quick, easy drag and drop. I don't even know the word for it. You can make pictures and put graphics on there and words and stuff. I guess it's online graphic editor, maybe. Free. Video editor. I've used one for free for years. You could get free or pay $100. They're all over. You can get them on YouTube. You could get them, just Google free video editor and you could find them. I think I used like a Screencast or Screenomatic. I don't know what it was, but it was free. I now have a guy who does our videos and he just edits them. He comes into my house and shoots videos for 1 day a month, and then he edits them and sends them to me. So now all my content creation is someone flies out for a day. Awesome dude. We film for a day, and then I get all the videos back, and that's what I use for all my content for the month. Image finders, I use Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S. Might not be plural, might be Pexel. That's free. Or you could do a Google image search, and you can look for free images that you don't need a license for and all that kind of stuff to stay legal. Phone, laptop, camera. All those things are free because we already have them. Obviously, if you don't have any of that stuff, you need to buy it. But phone and camera. For the first 3 years, I did nothing but videos on my iPhone. So that's really all you need. MailChimp account, up to 2,000 email addresses free. WordPress website, I think I spend like $5.99 a month for mine through GoDaddy. Plus I have my domain, so it might cost me like $20 a year or something. So as you can see, this is not like all high dollar stuff, like go out there and spend a ton of money to make this happen. Really, all the resources are basically free or close to it. And if you can't scrape together $20, you need to be focusing on other stuff beyond this type of marketing stuff, right? You're still in those beginning stages, and it's not time for this. So anyways, here we go. The invisible funnel. I told you I'm going to start with content creation. So you could go to our YouTube page and you can see all kinds of content creation. So I'm going to give you the outline, but if you want to see the outline in effect, go to Midwest Revenue Group on YouTube, or go to our webpage. There's videos on there, and you can see all this content, right? I got hundreds and hundreds of videos we've done over the years, and you can see how this kind of evolved if you go back to the oldest videos and to the newest videos, and you could see this basic structure being used. But I'll give you the structure now. So here's the structure. First, you want to choose the best strategy. I use all these strategies. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you my take on them, because using these strategies for content creation, all it does is it helps you give a little bit of a framework. It gives you a roadmap, so you're not like, what should I talk about? How should I talk about it? This strategy will give you the roadmap, and then the scripting will say what to do with that roadmap, like in each actual video. So mile markers is an easy roadmap. So whatever you're doing is you map out on a sheet of paper. Imagine this. If you said, okay, the people I help, what's their starting point? So for real estate investment, it's people who, my starting point is, you got a business, you're doing deals, you're producing leads, but you don't think you're converting all the leads that you can. Something's telling you that you're leaving deals on the table. Other investors are winning them. That's and you're frustrated, right? That's the starting point. The ending point is, we could draw a continuum, right? A line across the screen, and over here is going to be the starting point. On the other end of the screen is the end point, in that you're closing every deal. You feel good. You feel good about increasing marketing spend because you know they're not going to be wasted and flushed down the toilet. You know, as more leads come in, those suckers are going to be closed. So you got the beginning and the end. And so the miles marker strategy is what do they have to learn or do in between the beginning and end to figure it out. So it might be, well, you need to make sure you are handling the leads appropriately when they come in. So that's mile marker number 1. So I might do a few videos on handling the leads when they come in. Step 2 might be, how do I start out how do I outline a sales call? That's mile marker number 2, and I just do a video on, hey, this is outline for a good sales call. Number 3 might be, what's that conversation sound like? Number 4 might be, when we get to dropping the price, how do we do that? How do we present and give price? The next one might be, well, after we give price, how do we negotiate, right? So there's the miles marker strategy. So you just have a beginning point and end point, and you map out everything in between. So that gives you a really good, you can outline 5, 10, 15, 20 videos just from that. I'll tell you what to say in those videos, but that's it. So next is the biblical method. I got this from Taki Moore, $1 Million Coach. He helps coaches do better in their businesses. So one is 7 deadly sins, and the other is the 10 commandments. So this is really easy. So for me, I'd say, hey, if you, the 7 deadly sins, if you are trying to be a top-notch, top 1% of all real estate investors in the country, here's the 7 deadly sins. These are the 7 things that are going to keep you from getting there. So 1 would be not building a sales team, doing everything yourself, and I'm just making these up as I go so you can kind of see. 2 might be, because we do work actually with a lot of investors that kill it by themselves, but I'm just bear with me. These are examples. Number 2 might be giving an offer to every person out there. Number 3 might be trying to win on price, right? So I'm going to list the 7 deadly sins. And then the 10 commandments are the same. So if you want to be the top 1% of real estate investors, as far as acquisitions go, here's the 10 commandments. Thou shalt sell with emotion. Thou shalt blah, blah, blah. So you can see actually 7 deadly sins and 10 commandments probably on my YouTube page. Let me see. Let me try to find some, see if I've got some. Probably have some somewhere, but anyways, I won't go too deep into my stuff. This is for you. But that's another way you can map out 7 or 10 or 17 videos using the biblical method. 7 deadly sins and 10 commandments. of being whatever it is. So if you're a coach teaching people how to open up their own lawn care business, the 7 deadly sins of running a highly profitable lawn care business, the 10 commandments of a 500K lawn mowing junkie, right? So whatever it is. Day in the life of is another one I like to use. So this is kind of Gary Vaynerchuk style, Gary V style. So a day in life of is just, I'm going to show you what we do and how we actually do it, and you can pull out your own golden nuggets from there. So for me, I might show myself actually training a team or actually on a sales call. And it's just basically documenting what you do. So you just think to yourself, what are 10, 15, 20 cool things that I'm going to teach people that I can actually show happening? Whether it's me showing how I teach other people, me showing how we actually do it, a day in the life of, just documentary style. And then my favorite is probably problem solution, where you take a very, very tiny problem, nothing too big, nothing too big, as small as you can get, and you give the problem and the solution. So for example, if I was going to do one on image ads, like, hey, the image ads in your Facebook, the images in your Facebook ads just aren't getting people's attention. So here's one quick solution. One thing you can do is before you upload the image, go to, I'll show you right here. Check this out. So if I had an image, let me find an image. I'm just going to do a quick Google search. I'll find an image. We will say something cool. Go to images. Check this out, guys. There we go. Cool. I'll show you how to do this. This is exactly how I do the video. Save the image. I'm actually going to save this. We're going to use this as an example as I script. I'm going to script out a video for you, and I'll show you how I script it, and then we'll do this video. I'll show you it. So I'm just going to label this cool, put it on my desktop. It's actually my wife's computer, so we'll see what happens. It should be on the desktop there. There's so many things on there. I don't even know where to start, but all right, let's go back. So we're going to do the scripting in a second. I'll show you problem solution, right? So you use this to outline the topics. Again, mile markers, biblical method, day in the life of, problem solution. I use all of them. Start with one. Get some freaking videos created. So next is scripting. So scripting is, there's a few parts of the scripting. One is going to be seeding. So we never ever sell in our videos. But what we do is we do somehow mention what we do, kind of offhand. So for my sales training company, I might say, hey, I was training a group of investors the other day, and someone asked this question, and in the online academy, and I thought it was a really cool question. I thought everyone out there could get some good use out of it. This is something everyone needs to know. So let's cover it. That's seeding. So that just tells people, hey, I have an online academy for real estate investors who want to get better at selling, without literally saying that, right? Now we want to identify the problem, right? So anyways, the problem is, so remember we did the problem we're going to do is, so for this one, I'm going to pretend like I've got some marketing company, right? So I'm going to say I'm a Facebook marketer. So we're going to say the seed is going to be, I was helping a client with some ads for their Facebook marketing. The problem is going to be their ads aren't getting anyone's attention. The story is going to be, now we need a story. So you have the seed, you have a problem, and I don't care what order these go in. It really doesn't matter. Just let it free flow. And then a story. So in our sales training, for example, I always tell stories to share complex ideas, because people can relate to a story, an analogy, and apply it elsewhere. So here, let's think of it real quick. So if what is something I can relate that to, right? If an image isn't getting people's attention, think about it this way. Do you remember dating and trying to get? I remember like being in grade school and trying to get a girl's attention in the 3rd grade. Her name was Sarah Luders or Ludens. I can't remember. I lived in California. And I remember for a year I tried to get her attention and I never could. So how did I accomplish that? So I'm going to tell that story. I've never actually told that story to anybody, but I'm going to tell it. And then practical application. So here's how you use this in real life. So guys, let's do this. I'm going to show you scripting. So watch out for the seed, watch out for the problem, watch for the story, watch for the practical application. You guys ready to roll? Let's do this. I'm going to pull up that picture, right? Here we go. So here it is. So, hey guys, listen, John Martinez here with marketingguru.com, and I was doing an online training session with one of our new students the other day, and he said, hey, listen, I keep trying all these images in my ads, but like nothing's getting traction, and I tried creating them, I don't know what to do. What do I do? So I said, hey, you know what? Totally get it. Happens all the time. Let me give you a quick tip, and I'm going to share this tip with you that I gave to him on how to get someone's attention with an ad. So here's the deal. You want to stand out. And here's what I mean by that. I'm going to give you an example, a real life example. When I was in third grade, I spent the year trying to get this girl's attention named Sarah L. I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but it was the third grade. It was my first crush, and never said a word to her. And every single day, all third grade in Mrs. Fisher's class, I would try to stand by her. I would, I don't know. I guess I hoped every single day that I'd get her attention. And day after day and week after week went by, and I never, ever got her attention. And it went from September all the way to December, December to June, and I waited, and I was always like, why will this girl not even say hello to me? We're in a class of like 15 or 30 people I can't remember, and we'd never said a word to each other. And, I came to the realization that, at this point, it's not going to happen on its own. I've got to do something to stand out, something to get her attention. I can't just be that kid in class. I'm going to have to somehow get her attention, fight through the noise, and say, look at me, basically, to get her attention. So anyways, what I did is I knew, I don't know how I knew this. I guess maybe based on my parents or movie I watched, Jewelry, right? Jewelry is shiny. Jewelry is, bling. It gets your attention. It sparkles. The sun hits it just right. It's bright. And I knew I had to get her attention, so I bought her this gold bracelet for like $5. So obviously it wasn't real gold. It was probably plastic. And it was in this plastic clear case, and I gave it to her, and I got completely rejected. But hey, I got her attention, right? Mission solved, mission accomplished as far as that goes. So Facebook ads are just the same, right? I just did a search for the word something cool, and all this stuff kind of came up. And as I scroll through real quick, like nothing's catching my attention, right? I'm going through real quick, and this is kind of like me being in the third grade, right? As Sarah looked around the classroom, I never got her attention just as I scrolled through here. And this is actually how I pick pictures for my ads. Watch. So I'm going to keep scrolling through. And my eyes aren't focused on anything. I'm really not even looking at anything. But for some reason, my eye was drawn to this gentleman. So this would be a picture I used for an ad. I don't know why, but like I stopped and I looked. There's something weird about this picture. See if your eye does it. I'm going to scroll through just slowly. See if you just get drawn to it. So I usually do that for 5 or 6 pictures. We're going to use this guy actually because that's exactly how I do what I do. So check this out. So we're going to download this, save this image, put it on the desktop. Cool. Now I want to stick out even more. So that's step 1 of sticking out. Step 2 is this. There he is. Let's open him up. Check this out. I'm going to take this picture just here on my desktop. I'm going to go to the contrast. I'm going to turn this baby up. I'm going to stick out even more. Sharpness, man, I'm going to turn that all the way up. I want to see everything. And I'll play with maybe some highlights. Let's see if that does anything. No, I'm going to, about right there. Can we turn up the contrast anymore? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe the exposure. The contrast thing's the important part. I'm putting the exposure back. So that's it. Now I'm going to save it. So now I've got my first picture, right? It stood out in front of a crowd. And then when you turn the contrast up, it stands up even more. So now I've got that picture. That is one I would use for an ad. So let's check on our scripting right now, guys. Okay. So what did we do? Did we seed? Did we tell the story or identify the problem? Did we tell the story and then give a practical application? We did all those things, right? The seed is I was on a call with at marketingguru.com with one of my students. He had a problem of none of the images are working. I told a story about third grade, how I learned you got to stand out to get someone's attention. And I said, this is how you stand out on Facebook with your images. So that's scripting. So as far as content goes, pick a strategy and then script that baby out. See how that works? So that's really good content. Get someone's attention, helps them out in a big way, something that they can understand. And then gives, here's the important part, something they can actually do something with. I didn't just say like, hey, I know how to solve that. Buy my program and I'll solve it for you. I said, hey, this is how you frickin' solve it. Like, just take it and do it. So that's practical application. So now let's go to production. So you can do this all kinds of ways. You could do a screen record like I'm doing right now. That is fine. You could do audio with overlay. You might not want to be on the camera, so I've done it where I've just recorded my voice. If you don't even want to do that, you can pay someone to do this for you. My little boy is sneaking around the corner right now making me laugh. I apologize. It's Sunday. Jackson, get in here, buddy. What are you doing, buddy? You doing okay?
Yes.
All right. So this is so now is well, just like I'm saying, audio with overlay. You hear Jackson Martinez here. Jackson say, "This is how you market like a pro." Can you say that? Nope. He just got super embarrassed and ran away. I love you, buddy.
It's so funny.
Okay, buddy. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, then we'll go outside and play after this. So screen share. You could just put a picture on the frickin' screen and do audio. You can have your son Jackson, or just hire someone on Fiverr to do it. Or video is my favorite because it's the most engaging. It works the best. It has the highest conversion rates. Okay, so then you produce it. Content cleanup. You can do fancy things like, let me see, create thumbnails. Let me go to my YouTube page, right? You can do these little things. I use Canva for these. Oh, let me pause it. There's my beautiful mug, see video. I use Canva. Canva is a free application, see this? I just have all of them done. So you just throw a picture up, it's free, it's got the text and all that kind of stuff. You can overlay. So I just take one of my old ones and I'll swap out the picture. I'll edit the wording and stuff, and it's just real simple. Actually, someone on my team does that now, but they'll do it in about 5 seconds. It's really easy. So Canva is a great thing to do that with. So let's get out of there now. I'm done with Canva. Okay, let's go back. I'm done with this guy too. I'm done with my color adjuster. This is just on my Mac. That's nothing fancy. Okay. Oh, there's Canva. Okay, cool. Now let's get back and talk about distribution. So that's how you create good content. Not gonna overdo it. It's that easy, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to overthink it, because when we get to the ads and we get to Facebook's going to tell you what converts. The key is to do, and you can't predict it. I've worked with the best marketers in the world, and they all said, no, you got to try it, and the market will tell you what they like. So just use this formula, create the content, put it out there, and then we'll just watch the data. What are people watching? What are people liking? And that's going to be what we end up boosting. I distribute it all. So distribution. So once I create a Facebook video, what do? So first is going to be Facebook. I do the biz page, and then I share to other pages. I'll just give you a quick look at that, okay? Real simple again. Everything I do is simple. So always post first to your business page. Here's the reason why. Because I could this is actually what I create my Facebook ads out of. When you create a Facebook ad, you can just pick a post that's in your business page. Nobody looks at my business page. Business pages don't get a lot of traffic, but when you post the videos in the business page, then what happens is with one click I can say, use this for my Facebook ad, and then it's already created. So I post them there. I do a little bit of, I just 1 or 2 lines about the video, nothing big. It's, do good salespeople use scripts. Don't overthink this, right? Just a title and what the video is about, 1 or 2 lines. And that's it. So you can see all these videos I post in there, and that's because that's what I use for my ad. So that's the first place. Now, once you have it here, you want to share. So when you want to share, all you got to do is go to share, and you can share it in any groups you're in. You could share it to your personal page. You can share it anywhere else you want to as well. So it's all shareable. So create it one place. I upload all these videos, and then my assistant will go and share one every couple of days with the REI, my private Facebook group, and then on my regular feed. All right, we're knocking this out. This is going quick, Jackson. We'll be outside playing before you know it, buddy. Yeah. All right. So next is to share to other pages used for ads, right? Here's the other places I share them. YouTube. Let's check out I just showed you YouTube, right? There we go. But we get thousands and thousands of views, minutes of views every month. It's also important to have a place where you have all your videos. I'll tell you why. Because if you find someone, Jax, you could take that and use it. Hold on. I'm putting in the code to my tablet right now, so my boy can go play on YouTube himself. Everybody uses YouTube. Jax, how old are you, buddy?
6.
6 years old. He's on YouTube, and he big fans of people, and the people he watches are making literally millions and millions a year, millions a month in a lot of cases. YouTube's powerful, so use it. The reason why you want also all your videos on YouTube is because some people will really connect with you, and they'll want more. don't hold it back. Give them a place to go and say, hey, I like one video and I want to watch 5. I don't want to be like, well, I hope they drip 5 more out on Facebook. Like, I got into Frank Kern stuff before I worked with him. I got into Dan Sullivan stuff, strategic coach. And I'll go and I binge on the stuff. And that's just normal. That's how people are. We see something we like. We're like, I want to learn more. I want to see more. So that's really good. Plus, YouTube is really good for rankings. So, like, if I just do, if I Google John Martinez sales training, bang, look at that. Because Google owns YouTube, John Martinez, here's all my videos. Here's a write-up that a local magazine did about me. I don't think I've actually seen that. Oh. Horrible internet right now, so I apologize for that. That's why I'm not doing this. One reason why I'm not doing this live. So let me go back. Different podcasts I'm on, right? Let's go. So I took every episode, everything in page 2, besides the paid stuff, because I don't do anything paid there. That's me. That's me. It's all me. So I've got the first 2 pages in. So far, I've got the first 2 freaking pages in Google. So talk about Google domination. I don't do any SEO or anything like that. Page 3, dang it, it's all me, right? So first 3 pages in Google. I don't even know how long this goes on, right? But I don't do any SEO. I don't do any paid ads with Google. But because of the content and because of YouTube, who else can say you can put in John Martinez sales training and get first 3 pages in Google? I don't even know how many pages it would go, but hopefully now you see the freaking importance, right? So cool. So we got that as well. Let's see what else we've got. Website. So I like to put in my website. If anyone's looking for me, I want to have the content there as well, right? So pretty simple. I leverage this content like crazy. I do a video. It's going everywhere. My mail drip. I do a simple format just like you saw, and then I use a choose your own adventure sales tactic. It's not even a sales tactic. Check this out. Guys, if you just implement this one thing into your business, game changer. Let me log into my MailChimp. Hopefully my internet's working. It's not, so that's amazing. Let's see if I can maybe I can find an email from myself. Let me search my email here. I'm trying to think of let me see, what's my tagline in my email. Whenever you're ready. So let me try that, because let's see what I got here. Here we go. Here's one of my emails. So this is what it looks like every time I do a video, and because I don't have internet right now, it's not connecting there. But there's usually a thumbnail of my video, but that's it. Look, pain sells, comfort kills. In this video, a link to the video, I explain what a seller should feel during a sales conversation and what you need to do when it happens. Check out the video. Then there's a picture of the video. This is the choose your own adventure. So anyone who goes to my website, I give them the opportunity to give me their email address if they want to. I don't care if they do or don't. I'm not like begging for it, but people do, because when you provide good stuff, they go, I'd like some more of that good stuff, and it'd be convenient if you just sent it to me. So we do have an email list. But what's different is we don't go after emails to email market. The email list is like a side effect. It's a super cool side effect. So anyways, then I don't even sell in my emails. It just says, hey, P.S., whenever you're ready, here's 5 ways I can help you buy even more houses at deeper discounts. And I give options, and I don't just give paid stuff, free stuff, right? Join my private Facebook group, free. View 100 plus free training videos instantly on demand. Bang, free. Apply to become a member of our signature training program. Goes to an application. Get the dates and locations of our next boot camp. Goes to the boot camp page that has in general info. Use our acquisition manager sales assessments to make sure you hire the right salesperson. So if you want to just join our community, if you want to get a bunch of free training, if you want to join the online training, if you want to check out the boot camp, or if you need to hire someone to sell for you, hey, whenever you're ready, there's 5 ways I can help you do those things. I call this the choose your own adventure. Remember those books you would read where like you did what you wanted to in those books? Like you'd read 3 pages and it'd say, Sam found a dog. Go to page 13 if you want Sam to keep the dog. Go to page 5 if you want Sam to kick the dog, or whatever the heck it is. And choose your own adventure. This way, people are on their own journey, their own buying journey. And whenever they're ready, they can do whatever the heck they want to or not want to without any pressure from me. I don't care what they do, because I know when I provide great content, there's going to be a number of people who say, I want more, how do I get it? right? That's the power of just helping people and having a focus when you're marketing on just freaking helping people, whether they ever become clients or not. That's the difference between great marketers and spam artists, right? Spam artists are just, everything's focused on how do I get you to give me $1? Forget it. Make your focus, how do I provide great stuff that's going to actually help people regardless of whether we ever do anything together or not. That's the power of that. And guess what? People click and they go to our stuff. Like, check this out. Watch. Like for our new online academy, watch this. I have it set up so when they apply, it goes to my email, and bang. These are all applications to work with me. We close 90% of those applications. So as you scroll through there, that's the power of that. That's how we made $75,000 this last week, is this process. So I'm just giving you a sneak peek into how all this stuff works. Sorry that my MailChimp and all this other stuff's kind of not working right now. I guess our internet went down, which is a big stinker. But good news is we don't need it to show you all this, because I got this fancy schmancy Word doc. So Mail Drip, I do a simple 1 or 2 sentences. I don't want to sell anyone. I just want to say, hey, here's a video I just made. This is what it's about, so you can decide if you want to watch the thing or not. If not, no big deal. You don't have to read 14 pages to figure out what it is. I'm not going to sell it to you either, because we consistently put out great content that has value, so I don't have to sell you to watch my video. You just choose if it applies to you or not. Hey, do you have this problem? Cool, I made a video about it. It'll help you solve it. If you don't have that problem, don't watch the video, because it's not going to help you do anything. So that's how we roll. All right, so now here's what we covered so far. Content creation, and then content distribution. That's all free. Let's talk about paid stuff, right? Like, once we get the formula down, how do we really turn this baby up? How do we go from just what happens organically to what happens, what we can control, right? Put $1 into the machine and get $1 out. Or in our case, let's see, I don't even know how to do this. What is, we spent $180 a day times 7 days equals $1,260. If you take $1,260 over 75, I think it was like 78,000 or so, but let's use 75,000. That tells me 0. I was trying to figure out, put $1 in and get how many dollars back out. Maybe it was the opposite. Let's try this. 180 times 7 equals. So we'll do 75,000 over 1260. 75,000 over. It's going to give us some kind of number that should tell us something. I'm guessing I got a 59. Maybe it's a 59x return on my investment. So if I do 180 times 59, yeah, that looks about right. So I spent $180 a day in Facebook, and I get back $10,000 a day. Yeah, I think we did like 12,000 yesterday, 12 or 18. I don't even remember. But so that makes sense. So that's how it works. That's what you want to do with traffic, right? You want to make sure that when you put $1 in, you get $1 out, at least. And sometimes that's good enough if you're just building a list or something, or building goodwill. All right, so next. Oh, this is just, I pulled this up. This is how I do my content. I forgot to show this to you. So as I'm going through the month, I'll just think of a couple things like, let's see, here's for the REI sales account. How would I train a new acquisition? So like stuff comes up in Facebook, or someone asks me a question. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good thing to do a video about. So I mark it down, or I email it to myself, and then I make myself a couple notes. When I get back in here getting ready to do the content, I'm like, all right, what's a story I'm going to tell? And then what's the practical application, right? So in this one, what's a story, dating, blah, blah, blah. So that's how I do it. So anyways, I'm going to shut that down. I was just showing you how I put my content together throughout the month. I just kind of make notes, and then when I'm about to do it, I'll think of what story, what analogy can help explain this, and what's the practical application, so I make sure someone actually has something they can walk away with. All right, Facebook ad creation. So audiences. So, man, I could go on about this forever. Demographics are one way. Facebook will let you go, like people who are interested in this, and you can start just as simple as this. You know, if you're teaching people how to publish books, then you're gonna find some groups or some people who like book publishers or aspiring authors, and you're gonna target them, right? So that's easy, and it could be vague, because Facebook's gonna dial this in over time. You just got to start somewhere. I like lookalike lists, so I'll take like a list of people who buy our products, or like I'll take my client list, and I'll go, all right, Facebook, show me the 2.1 or 2.2 million people. In other words, the 1% of people in the United States who look just like my list, right? Just like my clients, and show my ads to them. And we get close enough. Don't worry about your audience. You just got to get close enough. Facebook will dial it in through, they want you to spend more money, so they will start to notice who interacts with your ads, who clicks, who buys, and they will figure out your target audience for you. This just helps get the ball rolling. Facebook is extremely powerful. Now, when you do, my 6-year-old was in here, he would be laughing right now. When you do the ads, here's how we do it. Cold, warm, and conversion is optional. Let's see if my internet's down, but this still might be up. So here is, this was updated at 2:32. It's 4:02, so an hour and a half ago. So you can kind of see where things are at right now. So I'll show you. Man, I wish my internet was working. I'm going to try to get into these things. So let me try one more time to make this work. Give me a second. Okay, let me figure this out. Our internet has just been junk lately. We're supposed to have a gig, and we get no internet. So let me try one of the different networks. Let's see if any of these pop on. See what we can do here, folks. Bear with me. This is live on a Sunday, so like you get what you get. This is not highly professional, highly polished. This is just, hey, look at that. Real Flip Talk, Don Costa. Awesome dude. I got to know him over the years. I'm going to go on a tangent. I don't want to do that. But here, let's get back into the ads. There we go. So check this out. So I'll show you cold. So REI Sales Academy, cold. So all the videos I've ever done, I post them in my cold. So here's what cold means. Cold is, watch this. I post all the videos and I let Facebook tell me, like watch this if I do lifetime. I let Facebook tell me what's converting. So first of all, let me show you who I show these to, how to build an audience. So I show these videos to people who, there's my lookalike list. So I guess the top 1% of people who are on my MailChimp list. Then I exclude anybody who has any association with me. If they've been to my website, if they've clicked on an ad, if they are paid us for anything, if they're in a list of ours of any kind, we do not show this ad to them. So what does that mean? It means we're showing this ad to people who have no contact. So when I say cold, this is a cold audience. They don't know who John Martinez is, and that's what I want to start with. I want to start with people who don't know me. I want to build my audience. I want to build my brand. Not just for people who know me. I'll show you what we do with those people. Our warm audience in a moment. So we have that. Now let me get back out of that. So that's how we build our audience. Show it to all these people, but not to anybody. We exclude the people who might have some type of connection with us. And then I posted all the first 20 or 30 videos 20 videos it looks like that I did. And I just looked to see, hey, how much did I spend and how many people watched the whole video? And as I look, I just say, hey, what are the cheapest video views? So if I look at the Tanaka video, I can see that, let's see, for $1,655, let's do some quick math again. Let me pull up the old calculator. $1,655 divided by, let's check out 100% video views, $15,635. $15,635 equals, okay, 10 and a half cents. So it cost me 10 and a half cents to get a perfect stranger who's never heard of me to watch this content video. So obviously that's performing better than any other. So what you do is you just turn the rest of them off, and that's my cold video. Now, check out this. Check out what I'm going to do with it. So what I do now is now I have an audience. Now I know, I can't remember even how I built it. We'll see in a second, but you can do it however you want. I think I based it on this number, 25%. So I said, hey, for these 73,000 people, anyone that's watched, any of these cold people that have watched a quarter of that video, of any of my videos, what's that tell me? Well, they watched 25% for a reason. They stopped and they watched that freaking video for a reason. Something got their attention. They're interested in something. Now I know, this is why we call it the invisible funnel. They just opted into my funnel. Could be 75, could be 100, could be 3 seconds, could be 10 seconds. You can do whatever you want. This is just what I have. These are just the metrics I'm looking at, but there's all kinds of metrics. This is why it's the invisible funnel, guys, because none of these people gave me their email address. None of these people said, John, can I have some information? But because they showed me that they're interested, now I've got 73,000 people on my list. Right? For $5,122 is what, and most of that was testing, right? I've only spent $1,600 on my good ad. The rest was just testing. See how that works? So now I've got 73,000 people or 1 million people. Do I want just whoever got the impression? Or it'd probably be 150 or 200 if I just did 10 seconds of the video. But 25%, I figure, hey, they watched a good chunk of it, right? It's more than 3 seconds. It wasn't on accident. You don't watch 25% of a 3 or 4 minute video by accident, right? Something got your attention. You were looking for something. So cool. So that's how we dial it in, right? Awesome. So that was my cold audience. So now you're on my list, right? Now the warm. Check this out. So all my videos, I again load up into the warm audience. I've got them running right now at 825. I play with it. These are all these videos that are off. They'll probably pop up once the internet kicks back in. But that's what I'm looking at. So I show anyone that, let's just get into one of these. I'll show you what it looks like on the back end. So who am I showing these videos to? Come on now, work with me, Facebook. Load up the stuff. Here's my audience. It's trying to load. I told you, worst internet ever. This is 1 gig of internet, 1,000 meg, I think it is, download speed. That's what we got going. Let's do a quick speed test. Let's see if I'm getting my 1,000 meg. Usually it's so slow, like the speed test won't even work. We have Mediacom out here. Let me throw Mediacom under the bus. We have them out here every single week. Well, that's my internet not working. Let me see if I could get it back up because this is important. I want to show you the back end of these ads. I want to show you behind the scenes because that's what's going to make it usable for you. Still trying. I think we disconnected, so I'm going to try to get out and back in. Again, super professional, I know. Just bear with me. Turn my Wi-Fi back on. Let's connect. Let's try good old Martinez. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Obviously, that was... Okay, I think we're back up. How about that? Guys, that's how easy it is to work from home. It's just that simple. All right, so here we go. I think we're loading now. I'm going to refresh to see if we get this thing to load up so you can see how I build the audiences. So I showed you cold. How do you take a perfect stranger and get them to opt into something without having to go to a landing page and give you the email address and all that junk? You don't need landing pages. You don't need a ClickFunnels account. Not saying anything bad about it. People use them. They work. They're great. But like, if you don't even have to get the email address, why get the email address? Anyways, I don't know anyone collecting, 73,000 email addresses for $5,000 or 1 million if I'm just looking at impressions. So guys, we're going to try to get this going. I'm going to explain it while hopefully it comes up. Here's the explanation. All right, good. Let's get in here. Guys, I'm basically giving you what took me. I'm going to ask you to bear with this because this took me probably $200,000 in 3 or 4 years to figure out, and I'm just giving it to you. So bear with me because literally this is something I should be selling for buku bucks. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like starting another business right now. Let's see what we got here. We're going to make this work. Bear with me, guys. I want to show you this, how I build the audience so you can build the audience too. Okay, we got something happening. Circle of death, circle of death. This loaded, that's good. Oh, we got it, guys. Here we go. So, warm audience. I showed you how to do the cold audience. So, one thing, anyone that's watched 25% of those first videos, if they've watched 25%, I'm showing them every video I've got. Jax, I'm sorry. Yes, go for it, buddy. Do you need a snack? Get a snack. Snack attack time. Okay. Anyone who's watched 25% of a video, like I said, they're going these. Then also, anyone that's interacted, like commented on one of the ads or anything I've ever done. If they've been to my website in 6 months, If they on any of my lists bought anything for me, I show them this video. So this is Do Good Salespeople Use Scripts. So I show it to anybody who's interacted. So that's my warm audience, right? Cold means they've never heard of me. Warm means now we've danced a little bit, we've touched a little bit, we've interacted a little bit. Now it's a warm audience. I know these are the people I need to be getting my message out to because they self-selected and got into my invisible funnel. This is important. I don't want to overwhelm people with the same stuff. Like if they're not interested, I don't want to show it to them again. So once someone watches 10 seconds of any of my videos, I don't show it to them again. 10 seconds, I figure, is a good enough amount of time that they can figure, I like this, I'm going to watch more, or I'm not. If they get 10 seconds into it, and let me open that for you. Sorry, guys. I got to take a quick break to open up a bag of Gushers for Jackson. Awesome fruit snack, juice filled. Okay. So once they watch 10 seconds, I'm not showing it to them again. They've decided, hey, I got 10 seconds of it, and I've either watched it or I've decided I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to show up and show this video in their feed again over and over and over again. They voted. They've made that decision. I'm not going to shove it down their throat. See, so that's my warm audience. So let's go back. Here's all the warm videos. Here's the ones I've turned off. If they're not performing, I turn them off, right? 40 videos, $40. I don't want to pay $1 for something. It's a 6-minute video, I get it, but I don't want to spend $1. If I go up here, 138 for 88, see, that's under $1. And that's usually what I try to, we get some as low as 10, 20, 50 cents. But my rule of thumb is if I could get someone to watch 3 minutes of content for 100% of it, beginning to end, in their Facebook feed, in the middle of the day while they were scrolling, they go, crap, I'm going to watch this. I'll pay $1 or less for that. So that's how I judge. So you can see we got all those going. So here's how it works. Someone raises their hand and gets into my funnel, the cold videos, and says, I'm interested. Now I'm in front of their face forever. I'm going to show them all kinds of content for the rest of their lives because they said they're interested. Now we have a conversion ad. This is optional. So the way these ads are is it just has a link back to my website. So they go to my website, they can go to any of my products, they can apply to join, they can get into my email drip at a number of different places. That's up to them. But that's basically where I stop and I let the power of the content take over, and that turns into, well, it turned into $1.6 million last year, turned into $75,000 last week, and I think we'll have our first ever actually, $200,000 month this month, which I'm pretty excited about. And this is what's driving all of it. So let's get back to the conversion ad. I'll show you an example. Conversion ad is, like, let's not leave you hanging, right? I'll show you. It's real simple. Like, let's not overthink this thing. So recent conversion ad. So again, I'm showing this to the same people. If they're warm, they get to see this, right? So if they're warm, bang, they get to see this. I exclude if they're already a customer for this specific product. I don't want to show them, give them an opportunity to buy something that they've already bought, so I don't show it to those people. But let me go to the ad. I use Facebook dynamic ads, which are really cool. It takes all the guesswork out of it. So dynamic ads, I told you Facebook will do the work. So it's like, hey, put in a bunch of pictures. I don't know what people are going to like or not like, so I put in a bunch of pictures. Cold audience, you don't want to use pictures of yourself because they don't know you. But warm audience, you can. And then here's a bunch of different text. Here's a bunch of different headlines. Here's a bunch of different buttons, calls to action buttons, right? That all lead to my website. Or actually, this goes straight to our application to work with us for this product. And it basically just says, like, hey, if you want to apply to the REI Sales Academy, they know what it is because they're in my warm audience. I talk about it all the time. I seed it. Then go here. And Facebook just tests the millions of combinations or whatever it is of all this stuff, the picture, the headlines, the buttons, all that stuff, and Facebook will figure out what the best combination is. Didn't it used to be like that? You used to have to test everything yourself, one by one, and split test it. Cool. So now I've shown you how do you create content, how do you actually do the videos, how do you distribute those videos, how do you push traffic to them. And Facebook will optimize them, and then I'll go in there and I'll also optimize them. Optimizing is easy. I'll just go in and let me get to my warm campaign, for example. And I'll look and I'll just say, like, hey, you could do reports and stuff, and I just say, hey, what are people watching? And I'll put more money towards the stuff that's working, and I'll turn off or put less money towards stuff that's not working. That's optimization. Not doesn't take a rocket science to figure that one out, right? Hey, if it's working, let's spend more money on it. If it's not, let's spend less money on it. That's how we optimize. All right, where are we at? Conversion. So I push everyone towards a questionnaire. So this is pretty cool. So if they go to my website, let's say they're interested in the online academy, they'll go and then they'll apply now. And then they'll fill out their information. I showed you some of these. How'd you hear about us? Blah, blah, blah. Tell me about your team. I want to figure out like who they are, if I can actually help them or not. Like, are you driving leads? If they're not driving leads, I can't help them, right? Are you actually spending money on marketing? How many leads do you produce? What percentage is closed? Are you satisfied with the margin? So here's how I can figure out, like, do I even have something that's going to help these people? Because if I can't help them, I don't want to, it makes no sense to go forward. And then that just goes to a quick calendar app. It is purely a Q&A call. It's just like I just say, hey, you applied, you qualify. I got 15 minutes. Tell me all your. So they book the time on my calendar. I say, give me all your questions. They give me the questions. I answer them for them, and I say, hey, you're gonna get an email at the end of this, and if you want to join any of our programs, you're gonna have links to join. It'll have for running a discount or a promotion. You'll see those discounts and promotions right there. Nothing's hidden behind the curtain. Like, that's coming to you after this phone call. So I'll just answer your questions. You don't even have to give me a yes or a no. I don't care. Once you get that email, you can decide yes or no. And if you decide yes, just click the link and sign up at whatever discount we've offered. And if you don't have to tell me no. You don't have to give me an excuse. You don't have to send me an email. Just like, don't click the link. No pressure situation. And that's how we do it, guys. Let's see what else we've got. That's the conversion. So if you, and I'll show you what this looks like in real life. So if I pull up my calendar, here's Monday. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sales calls. We close 90%, so we'll probably close all of those. So we'll make, good chunk, maybe 20, 30,000 on Monday. Last week, here's my sales calls. So all the people who the content marketing turned into applications, these are them. All these ones in red. This is my training class right there. But all these ones in red are people who fill out those applications, booked on my calendar, and then I talk to on the phone. And that's where the 75,000 last week came from. So does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right, so that's it, guys. Resources I covered in the beginning. That's the invisible funnel. That's how we use content marketing to drive all this stuff. Jackson is itching at the bit to get outside. It's sunny. We're going to go outside. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. This is not a promise. So I'm kicking this around. I posted it on one of the posts. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. I have zero details. I have no webpage. I have nothing. But I'm thinking about doing like a 2 or 3 day boot camp style workshop where like I get, I don't know, maybe 2 people, maybe 5 people, maybe 10 people. And we get into a room and we actually like do all your scripting together, and we film a lot of content, and we build your audiences and your funnels, your invisible funnels in Facebook, and we get your mail, we get everything, we do it for you. And I figured, like, wouldn't that be cool to take just a small handful of coaches, investors, just business people of any kind, and entrepreneurs, people who just need more leads and more sales, and like, this works, let's just build it freaking together. Because I know this information is good. And I know 99% of the people who hear this information are going to say, like, that is super freaking cool. I need to do that. I still don't know how, and I don't want to, I know I'm going to get into the weeds once I try myself, and I'm not going to do it. And you won't do it. And a year from now, you're going to go, you know what? I'm in the same position I was last year. I should have freaking done that, because how far ahead would I have been if I had this stuff running for a year? So I don't have dates. I don't have a location. I don't have an agenda. This would be the agenda. This is what we would do together. I guess if you're interested, just post it somewhere. Email me, private message me. I don't even know what I would charge. I charge something, because if I'm spending 2 or 3 days of my time to do something, I'm stingy with my time. I'll show you my calendar. As you can see, there's nothing this week after noon, except for a podcast. Nope, that's at noon. Nothing after lunch. I don't do anything after lunch. You see this? Nothing after lunch. This is actually Josh Kohler, the video guy, will be in town on Wednesday to do. This is our monthly content right there. But usually, this is the only thing on my calendar, my Wednesday sales call, and when I have the personal trainer coming in at home. That's my life. And other than that is the 15-minute phone calls I do. So if I'm going to block out 3 freaking days to do this, you bet your bottom dollar I'm charging. Plus, if people don't have the money to do it, they don't have the money to show up. And they're not going to have money to push any traffic or anything like that. So it just makes sense. This is a value for value play. This is like, I don't even know what we would charge. I'm not even going to go into it. But if enough people reach out and say, I'm not even going to commit to anything because I don't know if anyone even needs this stuff. I might be guessing wrong. I feel like it's cool, but maybe it's not. But just message me, post, private message me, email, smoke signal, whatever it is, and just say, hey, dude, only do it if you're serious, right? If like, hey, I'm totally serious. I know it's going to cost some money. I know it's going to be 2 or 3 days, but I'd rather come in with nothing, walk out with everything, and like I'm totally in. Obviously you might have some questions, but if you're 99% of the way there, don't just post like I'm in, but like not be serious about it, please. If you are though, and you're serious, then enough people do it, then I'll set aside the 2 or 3 days sometime over the next month or 2, and we'll knock it out. Serious inquiries only, please. Guys, John Martinez, I've kept my son waiting long enough, so I'm going to stop this.